Hey guys, hey, I was making lunch and I wanted to show you guys some things. And this one that I'm gonna be doing is gonna be a lot of tips and tricks about using your Saladmaster. So I'm gonna go a little bit slower, but you'll learn more things, okay? So that's what we're doing. All right, so what we're gonna be making tonight is what we are gonna be making at a cooking class tonight. So if you wanna come on over, it's actually not the exact same thing, but it's like the same idea. So I'm making chicken on the side. And then I want to show you guys what we do with like vegetables. And if you guys ever go to parties or you have leftover stuff, you always get leftover hummus. I feel like that's one of the things that always gets left over. This is gonna be like our sauce. So I want to show you guys. Hi, Joni. So this is our food that we're gonna be making tonight. And again, if you're just joining, I'm gonna be showing a lot of tips and tricks using Saladmaster. So it's gonna be a little bit slower, but we have a lot of new people around North America, so I want to make sure that you guys know how to use your stuff. All right, so bear with me. It's a great training video too. So what I'm doing here, so I'm making my crispy chicken. It might be a nice for a viewer. You might have had it at your dinner. But the thing about with your crispy chicken, we don't add any oil because we're not like a nonstick, and we're also not like a Teflon, or not nonstick, and we're also not stainless steel. It kind of acts like a cast iron when the titanium is non-porous. So when you throw the chicken in there, it's gonna stick right away, but when it has that nice crust, it's gonna be super easy to flip. All right, the one thing about what we do with chicken though, is it's our temperature. So when we're using our electric skillet, and there are three basically temperatures. There is low, medium, and high. All right, so the song is medium, click low, that's all you need to know. Why that's so important is because remember your fruits and vegetables are heat sensitive. So when you cook on over 200 degrees, you lose a lot of that nutrients, also that flavor, and your house smells like farts, especially when you do asparagus. All right, why it's doing that is because you're cooking over 200. Your vegetables that are very alkaline are now, when you add heat and metal to it, it's now making it more acidic. So now you're starting to smell it. So it starts smelling like steak. All right, so what we're doing is the three temperatures is medium, click, low, that's all you need to know. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys how to do advanced training. We're gonna do chicken and vegetables in one pot, save that nutrition though. So the temperatures with your electric skillet, low is gonna be under 200 degrees. All right, medium is gonna be between 300 to 350. If I was just doing like a broccoli or asparagus, something like that's a really soft, watery vegetable, like maybe like zucchinis, I'm gonna start at 300. All right, but if I'm doing something like potatoes or like a sweet potato mash, I'm gonna start at 350 because a lot denser vegetables, it takes more heat to heat that up. Hey yo! And then when you're gonna be frying, and you can saute your vegetables, y'all. We could saute, you could add oil, we could do onions and garlic, you do that too. You wanna be cooking at a higher temperature, so that's gonna be 425. So that's a lot of words, but the three main temperatures is under 200, or sorry, I'll just say this. 185 is gonna be low. Medium is going to be 325, and then high is going to be 425. Those are the three main temperatures that you just have to know about, and that's about it. But I preheated this chicken just for the sake of time. It looks like this, and I'm just going to flip it over. This is boneless, skinless chicken thighs here, but you have that nice crust that a lot of people like. And then if you just didn't notice this, we like to use Lowry's or like a seasoned salt. The reason why we use a seasoned salt, and a lot of people have been trying to do this with like Italian seasoning or a lot of leafy vegetables or something like that. All right, the reason why we don't start off with that is because those herbs burn. All right, so if you ever notice your chicken is burning and you use one of those vegetables, the main reason why is because that's burning. The herbs burn, but salt doesn't. So if you ever have that trouble, that's going to be a good one. Hi everyone joining. This is like kind of a tutorial. We have a lot of new customers in Salt Lake City and Oregon and California. So it's going to be a basics cooking class. So bear with me. I'm not going as fast, but you'll see it. And again, with this temperature, I'm frying my chicken. I want to have color, right? So I'm going at 425. All right, so that's what I'm going to be cooking that with. And hopefully it's not too loud that you can't see me prep my other vegetables here. So a lot of families, they love to use the one pot. That's why they love the electric skillet. It's been funny. A lot of people have been buying like 3 of these electric skillets, one for their RV, one for their house, and one to give away. But it's going to be a lot of your one pot dishes. The reason why I love using an electric skillet is because your gas range, it has that really direct heat. So when I say medium, sometimes one burner is hotter than the other burner. All right, so that's why they like this, because it's all temperature gauge. And remember, if you have an electric stove top, how electric heats up is it heats the bottom of like the surface area, and then that heat transfers over to your pot. If you ever notice they have an electric stovetop, it still clicks when you turn it down to low. The main reason why is because your stovetop is hot. But Saladmaster has even cooking, so if what you want to do is if you want, you could like move it a little bit off of the burner so that like has less direct heat. It's been saving people so much time because like it keeps clicking, it's clicking. Do I need to buy a new stovetop? I mean, if you want to buy a new stovetop, you're more than welcome to. I would always recommend if you want to buy a new stovetop or do any renovations into your kitchen, I would become a booking partner, because if you're a booking partner and you have dinners at your house, we'll give you commission instead of product, and then you get a write-off because that's now your business. That's a totally different thing, but if you are interested in that type of stuff, the economy's going a little bit crazy right now, so to save more money right now, I think a lot of people are interested, so if that's something too, let me know. Okay, so here's our chicken, and oh gosh, and it does not take that long from Africa. Wow, I told you there's a lot of new people around the world. All right, so this is about like once you cook it, you're going to do about 10 to 12 minutes on one side, and then you're going to flip it for about 8 to 10 minutes. So I'm going to show you how to do a one-pot dish, okay? So here's what we got here. All right, and I'm going to show you guys how we prep our vegetables too. So the food that we're doing is crispy chicken with a one pot. We're going to do a vegetable medley and a little fruit salad. Right now, it is summertime. I know that COVID's still a thing, but I think a lot of people are going to be seeing each other. The fruit salad is a game changer. Kids love it, people love it, and everyone has fruit. You just throw things in there, and it's totally great. All right, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to prep our vegetables right now. I got my asparagus. This is nothing fancy, you guys. I wish I was a fancier chef, but I'm not. But what I really just want to show you guys is how we're going to be using leftover food that we have from parties. Because everyone gets those fruit trays and everyone has hummus, or you get tzatziki, or you get that sauce with, Jared loves it. There's like a sauce with artichokes in it. And those are really great sauces. And what you do is you actually make vegetables, and then you add this, maybe with a little bit of lemon in there as well, and it makes everything pop. So it's a nice creamy dish that you could be putting on. And I think a lot of people, they get this and they only eat half of it at a party, or maybe a little bit at a party, and then it goes bad. All right, so we're here to show you guys how to not do that. Show you how to not do that. So I'm just gonna prep my vegetables really quick. I got asparagus and green beans. And if you guys know about Saladmaster, the main thing that we do is we don't cook on a high temperature that's over 200 degrees. All right, and if you're just joining, this is gonna be a basics cooking class, so I'm going a little bit slower. And I wanna show you guys how I'm prepping all this stuff. So a lot of green vegetables, they're anti-inflammatory, a lot of fiber in there, but the way that we cook it, we lose a lot of that nutrition and that flavor in there. So, and I think the big thing, I'm more practical. I think, like, I love the handles, how they come off, and I love how things are portable. And I really like how the electric skillet can be right underneath my Saladmaster machine, and it's right by my sink, so I can have a little station so I don't have to keep carrying everything to my stovetop as well. So, just prepping my vegetables right now, and then, I guess that's basically it. And then we're gonna be making all these vegetables, and it's not gonna smell like farts, all right, because we're not gonna be cooking over 200. And you might be asking, Derek, if I'm gonna be using this pan here, and I'm gonna be cooking on high for that chicken, how are you gonna do the vegetables? All right, so I'll show you. How we're gonna be doing the vegetables. Ooh, let me show you another really good dish too. So I think a lot of families really like it. All right, so here's our chicken. A really good family dish that they really like is throw in some cherry tomatoes. Once I flip it, I'm gonna add cherry tomatoes on the bottom. I cut an onion on the number 3 cone or the number 4 cone. So you got those juices. This is gonna caramelize, or the onions will caramelize. It's gonna make a little juice with that meat grits. And then what I do is I use potatoes on the number 4 cone. So they're like scallop potatoes. So we're gonna have chicken, onions, tomatoes, and potatoes. So it's a really good one-pot meat and potato dish, but it's really fast and it makes people happy. Just make a little salad as well, and then you got like a really great dish. But a lot of people have been liking that here in Utah. Okay, so you might be wondering, I'm gonna be using this pan here. It has all that chicken grits and all that stuff, and this is frying. So how am I gonna add my vegetables to keep that temperature? So what I'm gonna be doing is, now that the chicken's cooked, and I definitely know that it's browned on the bottom, right? Like it's brown on the bottom, it has a nice color. I'm gonna now turn it down to 300 degrees. All right, so it's just at 300 degrees, I just turned it back down, and now I'm gonna be adding all of my vegetables in here. So now I just do that, all right? You can season this up. I'm actually gonna use my hummus to season it up later. But chicken and potato, let me show you what I mean about the cherry tomatoes with the chicken. It's just really great. And it pops and it's juicy. And remember, now I'm adding my vegetables, so now I care about the temperature. All right, this is lunchtime, so it's gonna be really good. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add the lid on. It's not gonna take a lot for it to start clicking. And now I'm gonna be doing medium, click, low. Oh, I should have showed you guys that tip too. Looks amazing, Derek, I have to bounce. No worries, Carolyn, love ya. Is if you wanna cook faster, I like to spin the lid a lot. All right, what that's doing is that heat vapor is rolling or coming from the top, and then when I spin it, it rolls to the side, creating that vacuum seal. All right, and that's gonna make this start clicking. And you remember why that's so important, why we have that temperature is because at 108, this is calibrated at 187 degrees. So not more than 200, so you have a little bit of grace period. So if this starts clicking, you don't have to run and drop what you're doing. You have a little bit of time to turn it down to low, which is really great. So that nice little saving period. So when I spin the lid, it usually starts clicking right away. If it doesn't start clicking, it's because I opened the lid so a lot of the heat kind of released. So that's why it's not clicking that fast anymore, because I let all that moisture go away. But just keep it at 300, and I'm gonna spin it probably again, and it's gonna turn, and then I can turn it down to low. And remember, that's what makes Saladmaster so much different than other cookware. Other cookware, you have to stir, you have to saute, or you have to cook in water, you have to do all that stuff. That kills the nutrition and kills the flavor, and that's not what we do here with Saladmaster at Life Changing Dinners, okay? So we're gonna add that in there. I just want this to start clicking, so I'm gonna spin the lid a little bit more. All right, this goes a lot faster. Okay, well, I get what I get, right? And the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys how we prep our vegetables for a fruit salad. So we got pineapple, a little bit of pineapple left. This is what our fruits look like at our house. Well, it's a little bit cut with the Saladmaster machine. We got some nectarines from our neighbor as well. And then I wanna show you guys how we prep our cantaloupe, all right? And I'm gonna add some orange for like that flavor. If you wanna do a lemon, you can. You could definitely do that with a little bit of honey. Whatever you want, some blueberries, whatever fruit you got, just throw it in there. It's really fun and easy. One thing that Jerry and I are really proud of is that every time we do a dinner, there's like a standard Saladmaster dinner, but what we do is we do about 15 to 20 fruits and vegetables whenever we do our Saladmaster demonstration. It's very plant-based food, or not really plant-based, plant-forward, what would you say? A lot of fruits and vegetables, and I think that's every time we have a dinner, they always say that that's the most vegetables I've ever had in a meal. Maybe even as much vegetables as I have like in that whole week, and that's what we're really proud of doing. Remember, when we do these demos, they're not about just like making a sale, it's about teaching people how to make fast, healthy, delicious meals that they learn and get inspired to cook, and that's what we really love to do. Okay, let me show you guys how we prep our stuff. So our pineapple, usually if I have a full one, I basically cut the top off and I kind of keep slicing it down. If I want to do the whole pineapple, I cut the top off and I cut the bottom off. I'll just show you what I mean. And so, cut this off here, all right? And then I'm gonna cut it one more time. All right, so I do that. So we actually are gonna be using the core in here. The main reason why is because you wanna think about where their vegetables gets its life source from, okay? So with the pineapple, it gets it from the top, or wait, it's the top of the bottom. It gets it from the bottom. So a lot of that nutrition is gonna be by the core of it. So that's why we're gonna be cutting that into the salad. Kind of like with an apple, if you notice when I cut with the apple, I try to get as close to the core as possible. That's why when we do potatoes, we don't peel it, because a lot of the nutrition is gonna be in the peel of the vegetable. So that's why we don't peel it. We want that good nutrition. That's why we're eating healthy, so we could eat tacos later. Okay. I got these cones. Oh, there it is. All right, so I'm gonna use the number 3 cone here. This is a little bit of advanced stuff, but I think if you have your stuff, you're gonna be great at it. The thing about this, remember to turn have the outside and also the inside, but where it does cut is where plastic meets metal right here. That's why my hands always go like this, because there's a little bit of a gap. All right, if I do this, it might get ya. If I do this, I'm good. You guys see that gap right there? You're good to go. This is what you do. Fingers over the plastic and push down with your palm. All right, so that's what you wanna do. I'm gonna take my top off, but I am gonna take the plastic part off. We call this the plastic part off, the hopper, this thing off. And what we're gonna do is now I got my 2 moon shapes over here, and I'm gonna now cut this up. All right, and this is also really good if you got like a mixed green salad, you want a pineapple salad as well, because you get all that good inside out. You don't really have to peel it too. and you're using that core, you're getting that good nutrition too. And where this one cuts, when I take the plastic part off, you might be asking, like, where is it cutting though, Derek? Isn't that cool? It's like, where is it cutting? Because it's safe to run your hands on top, all right? It's safe to run your hands on top. Or the guide, I know. The guide, the hopper, the plastic thing, the gray thing, whatever you want to call it. But where this cuts is if you put your hand all the way at the very end over here. It's kind of really far down there. But it definitely is okay to do your hand like this. All right, this is also how you do zoodles. So you cut the top and the bottom off, and you use the number 2 cone, and then you push down here with my fingers and my palms, so I get a really nice zoodle cut. A lot of people like that. Hi everybody, thanks for coming. I'm doing a Saladmaster basics class, so we are slowing it down a little bit, but we have a lot of people around the world that are loving Saladmaster, and I want to make sure that you guys are taken care of and love your stuff and know how to use it, okay? Oh, give me likes and thumbs up, Jeremy says. He's a really good social marketing person. Okay, so I'm going to spin this lid. Come on, baby, start clicking.
The more thumbs up you get, the faster it clicks.
Yes. All right, and then we're going to do a nectarine on number 3 cone. And there's a pit inside of that. And so what I'm doing is I'm rotating it around the pit. And you'll hear a little click. All right, so whenever that happens, you just stop and you just rotate. You stop and you rotate. Okay? Until you get all the way down to the pit. Okay, so this is kind of what it looks like. A little bit of that stuff. All right, there it is. There's now start clicking. So now I'm gonna turn it down to low, and let me show you guys what it looks like too. Look at that, the color is turning green, but it's not super cooked all the way. So, and it doesn't smell. That's the best part. It doesn't smell because we're not making that broccoli alkaline. Or sorry, we're not making that acidic. All right, that's the main part, using a 1-pot dish. So now we're gonna turn it down to low. And this is not gonna take long to cook after that. Remember with Saladmaster, we go to a medium temperature to a low temperature in a closed vessel. It is going to cut your cooking time in half because all the heat's gonna be driven in, kind of like a pressure cooker, but at a lower temperature. That's why so many people love it, because you don't have to stir, you don't have to saute, you don't have to mix, you don't have to do all that stuff. You can do something else, all right? So there's that. Let me show you guys how we do our cantaloupe here. So we're gonna cut it right down the middle. I am not an expert at finding the best one. Actually, I feel like cantaloupe's pretty good all the time. You're pretty good. All right, we're not gonna use that much. This food that we're gonna be doing, a lot of it's gonna be at our cooking class tonight, or a little variation of it. So you'll kind of see it. So I'm cutting it in half. One ways, I'm basically cutting it in 8ths. So it's gonna look like, so this is what I'm looking for right here. There's not that much seeds in it. All right, so we're gonna do this. So I'm gonna get the number 2 cone. And if I wanna have really long cuts, I'll just leave it like this. But Jeremy does not like that, so he likes them to be smaller cuts.
They look like worms.
They do look like worms. So I'm gonna cut them up into like these pieces right here. All right, so when it cuts, it's gonna be like only this long, and this long versus one really long one, all right? So I'm gonna remove this off. And you remember to remove your Saladmaster machine, I put my thumb on the plastic part right here, and I push the handle away from me. Push it away, all right? Just rinse that off. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I just rinse a lot of that off just because I just feel like that it's fruits and vegetables. All right, put the number 2 cone back on. Take the top off again, okay? And I'm gonna get this with my 3 middle fingers here, and my pinky and my thumb are gonna be holding against the plastic part a little bit. All right, so gonna go push down here. And then I'm gonna have nice little strings in there, and look, and it has all that stuff. And then here's kind of what what it looks like. So for our fruit salad, all right. And then my last thing that I'm going to do is juice an orange. It seems like a fancy orange. We have a lot of people give us stuff around here in Utah. It's really nice. So we have this. I think this is really juicy. My goodness, wow. Okay, let me get a little tongs. So we got pineapple. So it just looks like something like this. I feel like it needs something green or, you know,
Maybe like a strawberry or two.
maybe a strawberry or something like that. You can definitely add it, but it's a nice little fruit salad that you could just be adding for kids, especially 4th of July is coming. So tonight we're having a cooking class. If you guys are close, you guys want to be here, you guys want to learn some dishes that we think that'd be really great to be making during this time, 4th of July. Come on down, we'll show you guys all the good stuff. But this should be basic. Let's go take a look at, actually that shouldn't be done. But I did want to show you this. If you guys just started hopping on, I'm doing a little basics class. But guess who forgot about turning off their oatmeal when I took a shower by accident? That was definitely me. I was actually cleaning this up and I was like, oh my gosh, I should show people how to do this. All right, so hold on, let me kind of clean up my station a little bit. Take that off. All right, so there's 3 parts, or there's not 3 parts, there's a few steps to do. So the first one is, you guys have this, we have these metal sponges. You could use that with all of our cookware. All right, a lot of people like doing that too, because it removes everything off. All right, and it's not gonna like make the titanium go away. It's not like it's a non-stick. You can definitely use metal on metal. So what I'm doing right now is I'm hitting the sides first. What I should have done is put this under hot water so everything releases. But what's really nice is it kind of gets most of the stuff out of the way. When you do burn something, you do have to do a little bit of muscle work, but it's a lot better because you guys got an investment and it's not gonna be that hard to clean up. I mean, it is a little bit of effort, but if this was a stainless steel pan, you would probably have to throw it away. And that's why we tell people like, hey, most people when they get their cookware, they have to clean it, or they have to get new cookware every 4 to 5 years. But we notice, especially with their non-stick, they usually keep their big like stock pots that are stainless steel. But you guys know when you add heat to that, that makes it very acidic. Sorry, stainless steel, that type of metal is very porous. So it goes into your food. And so it kind of does all that stuff. So I'm using this right over here. Also, you can do this with like when things, I use this all the time. And it gets everything that's kind of like on there off. And I got that, so I'm gonna give this a nice little rinse, but it looks kind of good. I might not have done everything, but I kind of got the gist of it. Here, I'm just gonna show you what it looks like. For a little bit, it is not perfectly clean yet, but it kind of looks like something like this, like a lot of it has come off. All right, and that's why we give everybody this cleaner as well, because with this cleaner, with the wet paper towel, it's all gonna come off super fast and super easy. I think that's why so many people like it, so it looks brand new. So, so I'm just gonna hit that with that little bit. Actually, I'll show it to you guys. So add some of this powder stuff. And sometimes I use a sponge, sometimes I use like a paper towel. The main reason why I use a paper towel is because I get rid of it. So that, so this stuff doesn't go into all my food, if you know what I mean. Or all of my pans, so I can just throw this out because it gets a little bit dirty. And so I put a little bit, it's a little bit damp. I'm gonna put some of that cleaner in there, so it's really just gonna melt, or getting that black stuff off. All right, a little bit of elbow grease, but it's gonna look really pretty when I'm done with it. Well, hopefully, because I'm on camera. But it kind of gets most of it off if you don't like it. Actually, just for this purpose here, I'm just gonna kind of just not make it perfect, but we'll get the gist of it. And let's just say with my sponge, it becomes super dry now. All right, so what I'm gonna do is get a little bit of water on here. Get a little bit of water, I'm gonna put it back on. You want it to be in the same consistency as like a little bit like toothpaste. So it's not like it's super dry and it's also not like it's super wet. And so I think I'm gonna hit this again, but I just wanted to show you guys how bad a pan could be and how easy it could clean up. This is probably gonna take a little bit of elbow grease, but it's lifetime warranty. It lasts a long time. It's non-porous as well. So it's a lot easier to clean than a stainless steel pan. You guys show you what I did after like, what, about like a few minutes? So here's what it looks like now. I just have those little bits that I just have to just clean up a little bit with a little bit of elbow grease, and it comes right off. I know it's kind of a pain in the butt, but if you guys Hopefully you don't burn as much stuff, or if you put your oatmeal on and then take a shower afterwards without turning it off or too low, I mean.
If you did that with regular stainless steel, it'd be a nightmare.
Yeah, it is a nightmare when you do it. I feel like I'm pretty lucky. I've been having Saladmaster for like 6 years. So yeah, so I kind of forgot how to use it. Okay, back to this stuff. Actually, let me get a spoon. All right, so then here's this. All right, so here's our chicken and our vegetables here. All right, so this is all done. It does not smell like farts or toots or anything like that. Let me just wait. I normally wouldn't get a plate when I make this, but I have to, like, I'm on video, so I want to be nice and pretty. So, okay, so nice and crispy, but also still juicy. That's why I like to do this. So do it as a nice one-pot dish in there. So here we go. Chicken, right? Nothing fancy, but oh so delicious. All right, and so now I have all this stuff here. And so I'm gonna mix this around so it gets that meat grits flavor on there. All right, the gristles. Oh, a little tip too, if the gristles are not coming off, add a little bit of water, like maybe 1 or 2 tablespoons, and it'll come right off so you can have that be seasoned. Kind of like if you have like a Dutch oven or something like that, you kind of just add it in. But what I'm gonna be adding to make this taste really good is some hummus. And we're gonna be making this tonight at the cooking class. A little bit of a variation of it. But this is really good. So the leftover sauces that people leave at your party, or you steal now because you know how to do this, you're just gonna throw it in there. All right, I do this, and I'm gonna throw in a little bit of lemon in there too if I want to, and it tastes really good. If you wanna do it in a jar, you're more than welcome to, or like put it in a jar first and then stir it around, but whatever. So I have this, so this is gonna have that nice creamy texture from the hummus, right? And then it might look a little bit thick, so I'm gonna put a little bit of lemon on there to also make it pop as well. Do some of that. We have a lot of people watching. They're learning all these tips and tricks.
Oh my gosh, lucky guys.
Then I'm just gonna stir it around. And then that's gonna be delicious because it's gonna have that roasted, I think that's roasted pepper flavor. Hummus tastes so good. Just add it with some vegetables too, like in a cooked vegetable, make it into like a little saute. And it's stuff that already that you have that you might just wanna eat with chips or something like that. But a great way to do that is to just throw it into your lunch meals. Something that's super healthy, super delicious. Find the brand that you love. But then we have this goodness in there, and then some chicken, and we have our fruit salad. So I hope you guys learned a lot of tips. If you guys want to try the food, we're going to be doing a cooking class here tonight in Grantsville. If you guys want to check it out, but I hope that you guys learned a few tips, tricks, and all that fun stuff. Talk soon. All right, bye, y'all.